This is late, as I don't know what, but it was on the list. And the main reason why I waited all the way past the day period that this supposed movie came out. One, I was contemplating on even making a review because, as I was stating before in a previous live stream, that I wasn't really hyped for this movie. Wasn't hyped for this movie at all. Um, I realize it's been months, and it has, um, since this movie came out. But I mainly want to talk about it because looking back at it now, and given what I said about it in previous discussions, I am here to say that I was wrong. I remember when Nintendo had first, you know, made the presentation that they were going to be making a Mario movie, a Super Mario movie. Because we all know how that went, back in the late 90s where they had a live action Super Mario Bros movie and it was just horrendous and a teaser of a sequel that never came to be. But regardless of that, people were skeptical. I definitely was. I think the fact that Nintendo primarily has been making this year be Mario's most prominent year yet from my viewpoint. Okay, given the fact that, as I'm going to say in another video, you have all these games that have been announced and are coming out, and people are psyched about it. Not to say that Super Mario hasn't had a prominent year last year. It was prominent too with the anniversary. I want to say the anniversary was last year, I want to say. A whole lots of product, lots of new things coming. But I'm here to make this video primarily because to basically apologize and said what I had said about this plumber, about how I felt about Mario, when realistically I've never really been that good with Super Mario games, and that's just being truthful. If when I look back at it, I've never really had a chance to really give myself time to adapt to Super Mario Brothers entirely. Just a quick synopsis of what I mean by that. I remember when I was younger, I think I had to be 5 or maybe 6 years old. I think it was 8. It was around that age. I was a kid, okay? You can basically understand that. I was a kid. And I remember I came down. It was Easter Sunday. And there was an Easter basket. One of them was my sister's, and the other one was for me. But what was so crazy about this specific Easter basket. It's person who was not here anymore. She lived next door to us. She had made these two significant Easter baskets for us. But this one in particular had the Game Boy Color pouch in it, compact of a green Game Boy Color, and 3, to the best of my knowledge, from what I can remember from my childhood, 3 games came with it. Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening DX, Tetris, which is something my mom enjoyed playing because she loves puzzles, and Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. That was the very first Super Mario Bros. Game I ever got. Well, and I know what you're gonna say, Rio, what about Super Mario World? What about Super Mario Brothers 3? Never played them. I know. My older cousins had those games specifically. And I do remember whenever they came over, they would bring their Super Nintendo, and they would play that game. I do have memories of that. I do. But I didn't really get on the sticks and play it. So I can't really count that. But I knew it existed. I had to have been a toddler when I first saw that my cousins with those. The point that I'm making is, this movie, I can confidently say, did this video game character justice. I can honestly say that. And the entire reason why I gave time to even speak about it was because, one, I wanted to have a moment where I could basically look back and think, right? And also give people a chance to actually enjoy the movie. Because I know a lot of people, the moment the movie comes out, here comes the review. And y'all know me. I like to wait. Unless I'm very, very, very freaking excited, I like to wait until a good portion of people have seen it first before I give a review, or before I even speak about it. This movie was a needed thing to happen, because in my personal opinion of what the bad taste in everyone's mouths with the only Super Mario Bros. Movie we had, which was the live action one. Not to say that it wasn't, that it was so damn terrible, but if y'all look back and watch it, you will see what I'm talking about and why I'm saying what I'm saying. This movie was a much needed thing for Super Mario. A chance for that franchise to be given a fresh start, a chance to get a better movie audience compared to the movie audience we had back in the 90s. Because back then, it really was all about video game movies. Because you had the Street Fighter, you had Mortal Kombat, you had it was many other retro video game movies that were placed back then. Some stood the test of time, and some just time did not do them any service. God awful. From the beginning of this movie all the way to the end, I enjoyed it. And the fact that The fact that they even made a small reference to the Super Mario Brothers Super Show theme, that I thought was a nice touch. On top of, you know, the intro to the movie and then the outro to the movie, and the whole way they basically made sure everything was touched in here, it made sense, was what I'm trying to say. It made sense. It did. And despite the fact that people had a problem with what was his name? Not what was it? Chris Pratt that did the voice of Mario? I can't remember. Yeah, Chris Pratt. Despite the fact that Chris Pratt was the voice of Mario, I got over that real quick because of how he sounded and how it matched Mario's character. I was fine. I got over it real quick. I did. Because the more the more I watch it, the more I listen to his voice and say, "Oh, he sounds Italian." Actually, he actually sounds pretty good for this role. So I'm glad that eased my worries. On top of that, you could have not given a better role for Bowser. Jack Black was the thing that really made me love this movie too. You gotta love some Jack Black. I'm telling you. Jack Black was the reason why I still love Kung Fu Panda to this very day. How he played Bowser was great. And his whole character and how he was in love with Peach, I enjoyed that. How his own twisted love for Peach, it was great. I was laughing the whole time. I really was. I enjoyed this movie. And to say that I probably was going to be bored out of my mind about it, I wasn't. And I'm not even a big Mario fan. But I'll tell you what, I'm about to be. Not only because of this movie, but because I'm looking back at it and realizing how much success this movie has gotten. It's deserved. It really is deserved. Like, they did a very good job portraying this video game character. And to be honest with you, I definitely encourage more video game ideas to be just like how they did Mario. You know what? I told the Writer Brothers this because we all went together to watch the movie. I would love if they did Legend of Zelda just like that. The art style, it doesn't even have to be live action for me. I'm cool with it being animation. More than okay with it. Because sometimes the live action doesn't do things justice. It just doesn't. Y'all can have y'all's opinion, and that's fine. But for some cases, it just doesn't work. And although I would love to see Legend of Zelda in live action and how and give it the Lord of the Rings look, I know that's not going to happen. I know that. But who knows? You know? I can't wait for the sequel as well. The fact that they also teased Yoshi in the end of it was great, and how they portrayed the star. And you know what? Honestly, just the soundtrack of this whole movie in the background, I enjoyed it. I really did. They include everything in here: the music, the references, the Mario Kart scene. Like Rainbow Road, yes. I can't name one person that doesn't like Rainbow Road. I can't. I can't. And honestly, the sequel, I hope brings the same kind of energy where it references certain games. If they reference like Mario Party in there, then that would be awesome. If they reference any of the Mario sports games, that would be really cool as well. That would be really cool. At least I think it would be cool. Give us references to and have us be on Yoshi's Island. Yes, I'd love that too. I definitely love that too. But we'll see what happens. Aside from all that, this movie, for me personally, thinking about it again, it's a 10 out of 10. It really is a 10 out of 10 when I think about it. When I first saw it, it was like a 9 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10 because of the voice of for Mario. Then partaking it too much, and I honestly wanted the movie to be a little bit longer, but you know, can't help those things. So thinking about it now, it's a 10 out of 10 for sure. But you know what? Now that I've touched this subject, I want to know what y'all think. Now that it's been a minute since this movie has been out and it's gained traction and it's gained a lot of support and love and appreciation, I want to know what y'all think about this movie. And more so, how did you grew up with Mario? Because I'm sure a lot of you have your own stories, and maybe you have a much better experience with the games than I do. I'm not. The sad thing is, I'm not that big of a platformer kind of gamer, especially for Super Mario. Hardly ever played a platformer game aside from Kirby and that one Mario game that I just mentioned. But that's going to be changing very, very soon. Yeah. That being said, I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, a comment. Yeah, let me know how you like the movie and your experience with Mario games. Your very first experience, even introducing me to Mario. Let me know in the comments down below. This has been Master of Sakurai. We're back on YouTube. See you again next time. Peace.